All right, we're with Lala Ferguson. And Layla, is it okay if we put this video on our website?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about your history of depression.
I have suffered from depression since 1992. Um, the first hint that I had an issue is when I became pregnant for the first time, and then after that, it was mild, and then in 19 excuse me, that was in 1988. I'm sorry, I became pregnant, and it was mild. And then in 1992, I started a business and restored a historical building and made it a bed and breakfast and tea room. And during that journey, I had a total meltdown, a nervous breakdown. And since then, I was never the same. Um,
How
and
many antidepressants have you tried?
I have no idea. I know them all.
Would you say you've tried more than 5 or 10?
I've tried probably 30.
30.
Yep.
And have you ever been hospitalized for depression?
Yes, about 3 times.
And how long was each hospitalization roughly?
Probably they were all about the average of 10, 15 days.
Okay. And have you ever felt suicidal?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So tell
Yes.
me how you were feeling right before you came to our office.
Well, numb. Didn't have enough strength to push the words out of my mouth. Lifeless. Um, I didn't even have enough strength to even think about suicide.
Okay.
Just lifeless.
And
Didn't want to eat. Just nothing. Nothing.
and how many treatments have you had so far?
I had one yesterday.
And as I understand it, you got ketamine 50 milligrams IV.
Okay.
And how did you feel during the treatment?
During the treatment, I went into a deep sleep,
Okay.
and I could hear people around me. Um, I could hear my husband talking, and he was at my side, and it was just a nice sleep and relaxing. And then at one point, they were trying to wake me up, and I say trying. I didn't really want to wake up. It felt so good.
Sure. And we also gave you what's called a Myers IV cocktail, which has a lot of B vitamins that are supposed to give you energy and make you, feel better. Do you think that helped at all? Do you feel more energetic today?
Oh yes. Well, I felt it as I was receiving the IV of that cocktail, and yes, and it also made me aware in my mind and my heart how malnourished that I think we as a nation are, and it just really is making me think now how important nourishment is to our bodies and our minds. Of course, nourishment is, but I just realize now that it's just a whole new a whole new, oh, I don't know what I want to say, but it's just something that I really need to approach and learn more about nutrition
Right.
because of what that did.
So let's say on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 is being extremely, extremely depressed, and 10 is feeling fantastic. How do you feel today?
I feel, and knowing myself, I'm not going to give it a 10 because I can be pretty spry and funny. I'm going to give it today. I'm going to give it a 7.
A 7. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what number would you have given yourself before the treatment?
A 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you haven't been able to work or be active, and I understand you were big at raising funds and helping people get elected before
Back
you
in the
got
day.
depressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes, I was.
You were a mover and a shaker,
Yeah.
as they say.
As a doctor once told me, that's exactly what he told me. He says you are a mover and a shaker, and I'm a trend setter.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So now, if it's okay with you, I'm going to shift the camera to your husband, Jim, and see what he says about
Absolutely.
the difference. So, Jim, tell us a little bit about how Layla was functioning before you brought her to Kentuckiana Integrative Medicine, and how you think she's changed after just one ketamine treatment.
Well, she had been having enough probably feelings that are neutral to be wanting to go to bed and take long naps, and she spent the better part of the last couple of weeks more in bed than out of bed, it seemed to me like. But that, and I expected that though, because I'm just still learning a lot about all of this, and she's the only woman in my life I've ever dealt with that had a serious amount of problem in this area. I had this in my life as well once, and you didn't ask that question, so I'll not go there. But I got through it, but it took a long time to recover because I didn't go to doctors. I just worked my way through it.
How long were you depressed?
Mine was in 1985, and I was in a church, and they wanted to hear my story, so I went and told them the story in the men's group. And then the pastor had a friend at a radio station, or a TV station in Decatur, Illinois, and they asked if my wife and I would go up there and that I'd be willing to tell my story. So we sat on the couch, and I just poured out all of the things that led up to that. I had actually gone to the point of near suicide.
And so how long were you depressed before you got out of it?
Well, I didn't really know that I was,
Okay.
but you begin to realize you're slowing down, you're losing your interest in things. I had gone home after work one day, and I sat down on my easy chair, and my wife, who had a full-time job, was getting ready to go to work the next morning, and she said, are you going to take a shower and go to work today? And I said, I don't know that I feel up to it, but I started a pattern of that, and I probably sat in my chair for
6 weeks, did you say?
I said 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. This has been a long time ago, and I haven't had a chance to rehearse any of it. So
You stopped going to work for 4 to 6 weeks?
yeah, I just sat in my chair and looked out the window.
Yeah. You were clinically depressed. And if you're suicidal, you're pretty depressed.
Right.
But anyway, back to Layla. She was sleeping a lot for the last 6 weeks. And this
3 months.
3 months.
Well, maybe that long.
Yeah,
I
it's
kind of
3
lost
months.
track. I'd go clean up the kitchen and do things to
Stay busy. Yeah.
stay busy.
And how do you think she responded to her first ketamine treatment?
Well, it's like day and night. This is sunshine, and that was darkness, literally.
So how long have you been together?
Well, we got almost 3 years. We first met in 2014, or 13, I'm sorry. And we got married in April of this year.
Okay.
And she is the most remarkable woman I've met in years and years. She is absolutely the love of my life.
That's wonderful. And do you feel the depression kind of took her away from you for a while?
Well, sure, because people will retreat into their own, whatever it is they do, and
Right.
everybody's different. But she's a strong woman. She's got a lot of strength, and when she's on the upside of things, she can handle almost anything. She's better at it than I am.
Great. All right. Well, thank you both for allowing yourselves to be interviewed. Do you have any other comments you want to make, Layla?
Yeah, I do. You might be sorry you asked me that.
No.
What makes me so angry? is that this is real and this works. And the reason it's not FDA approved for insurance, am I right, doctor? Is because
It's,
if it was, I'm sorry, go ahead. If it was, the pharmaceutical companies wouldn't be allowed, in my opinion, to sell all these expensive drugs. Um, and to be honest, if, in my opinion, if this would ever catch on, and really, wow, did you hear and do you know, and this is happening and this is real, there'd be a movement, I think, against our drug companies to stop this from happening. And that's my opinion, and that's what I believe. And I think there'll always be slander against these treatments from the companies. But in a way, it does work, and it is a miracle. And I would give up where I live and what I'm doing today to be a part of this movement.
well, I am going to tell you that not all pharmaceutical companies are bad,
Okay.
and that antidepressants have saved a lot of people's lives,
Okay.
and that pharmaceutical companies are working on a patentable ketamine that they can sell.
Okay.
And life is gray, and there's good in the pharmaceutical industry and there's bad.
Okay.
And I know too many people that swear by antidepressants. There's a lot of people like you who didn't respond to any antidepressant and they needed ketamine. But you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
That is
You
right.
don't want to harbor ill feelings towards the pharmaceutical industry, because we need them. And they do a lot of good things. And yes, at times they feel very greedy, but they also have exceeding financial pressures. To bring one medication to market, I'm told, takes like, I think $100 million is an underestimation. So their cost, because of government regulations to bring things to the market, are exorbitant, which is why they charge so much for the products that they finally produce. So while it's natural for many of us to get frustrated with the cost of medicines and their side effects, the pharmaceutical industry also has their side of the story, which we all tend to forget. And you don't want to harbor ill feelings towards the pharmaceutical industry or towards our government, because everybody's doing the best they can, and the less we hold ill feelings towards these institutions and towards people who upset us, the faster we can heal and get on with our own life. And the pharmaceutical industry, has in many ways saved many members of my family. My sister takes an antidepressant and it helps her. My dad has had cancer 7 times, and he was saved strictly through chemotherapy. And he's had cancers at different stages in his life. And if it wasn't for the pharmaceutical industry, he would have been dead. And he's never done the integrative medicine support therapies that we offer for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
We offer them as supportive cancer therapies. We don't claim to treat cancer, but rather support people's immune system. But again, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. There is good in many things. It's just gray, and you have to tease out the good and leave the bad behind.
Right. Right.
Thank you both.